I remember a day when I failed. It was not a grand, earth-shaking failure. It was small and personal, the kind that stings the most. I had prepared a talk for our community. I spent many days choosing my words with care. The evening arrived, full of cool air and possibility. But when the time came, the room was mostly empty. Only a handful of people came. My heart felt heavy in my chest. A wave of shame washed over me. My voice shook a little as I spoke to the few who were there. After the talk, I returned to my small room. The quietness felt loud. My mind wanted to race. It wanted to tell me stories about why I was not good enough. Instead of listening to that storm, I did one simple thing. I made a cup of tea. I sat down on my cushion. I held the warm cup in my hands. I watched the steam rise and curl into the air, disappearing into nothing. It was a soft, silent dance. In that quiet moment, watching the steam, I began to learn my first true lesson about failure. Failure is not a final judgment. It is not a sign that you are broken or unworthy. It is simply a moment in time. It is an experience. We often make it much bigger than it is. We add stories to it. We build walls around it with our thoughts. We say, I am a failure, instead of, I experienced a failure. But like the steam from my tea, the moment of failure can also rise, change form, and dissolve. It does not have to become a permanent part of who we are. It can simply be a visitor that comes and then goes. The path of the monk is not about avoiding failure. That is impossible. The path is about learning how to be with failure. Think of failure not as a thunderbolt from a clear sky. It is not a sudden, violent punishment meant just for you. Instead, see it as a change in the weather. Sometimes the sun shines brightly and everything feels easy. Clouds gather, the wind blows, rain begins to fall. We do not blame ourselves for the rain. We do not call the sky a failure. We simply notice the change. We put on a coat. We find shelter. The rain will eventually stop. The sun will return. Failure is like this weather. It comes and then it moves on. We often treat failure like a personal enemy. We give it a name. We hold it close, replaying it in our minds. We let it whisper awful things to us in the dark. The monk learns to let the weather of life pass through. He does not fight the rain. He watches it fall. He feels the coolness on his skin. He does not add a story that makes the pain worse. He simply says, it is raining now. When we stop fighting what is, we can find peace, even in the storm. Our minds are powerful storytellers. When something goes wrong, the mind wants to explain why. It creates a story where we are the villain. I am not smart enough. I always mess things up. No one likes me. These stories add strong winds to the rain. They turn a shower into a hurricane of self-doubt. The practice is to notice these as just stories. They are not the truth. They are thoughts, like clouds passing in the sky. You do not have to believe every thought. First step: separate the event from the story. The event is the rain. The story is your judgment about the rain. The event: few people came to the talk. The story: you are a worthless person. Can you see the difference? One is a simple fact. The other is a painful fiction. Learning this separation is a powerful practice. It begins freeing you from the heavy chains of failure. It lets you feel sadness without being consumed. So, how do we sit with the weather of failure? There are 3 simple, quiet steps we can take. These are not grand gestures. They are small, mindful movements of the heart and mind. The first step is to observe. Look at the moment just as it is. What actually happened? Say the facts to yourself, calmly and slowly. Use simple words. There is no need for drama. For my talk, the observation was, the room was not full tonight. I did not say, I am a terrible speaker and will never succeed. I just noted the fact. Observation brings a clear mind. A clear mind has space. The second step is to accept. Acceptance is not the same as giving up. It is not saying that you like what happened. It is simply seeing the truth of the moment without adding harsh words or judgment. It is an act of profound kindness to yourself. You can say to yourself, "This is a difficult feeling. I feel sadness and disappointment right now." When we hold our feelings gently, like a small frightened bird, they do not have the power to control us. In our temple, we learn to name our feelings like clouds: sadness, fear, shame. They float by. We do not have to chase them or push them away. We can just watch them go. The third step is to act with care. After observing and accepting, we can choose to take one small, kind action. This is not about fixing everything at once. It is about showing yourself that you can still move. Choose one tiny thing you can do right now. It could be as simple as taking a short walk in the fresh air. It could be writing a kind note to one friend who did come. For me, it was deciding to ask one person for feedback on my talk. This small step was not meant to erase the failure. It was meant to build a small bridge to the future. Small, gentle steps build trust in ourselves. They teach us that we can always move forward. These 3 steps, observe, accept, act, are not a magic cure. They are a practice. You will have to do them again and again. Each time you stumble, you can return to them. Observe what happened without story. Accept the feeling without judgment. Act with one small kind step. I will share a small story with you. One of our young monks, very earnest and dedicated, was given the task of locking the main shrine each evening. One night, he realized he had lost the key. He searched everywhere. Panic began to rise in him. He felt foolish and irresponsible. He wanted to hide from everyone until morning. He decided to practice what he had been taught. He wrote 3 simple lines. "I have lost the key to the shrine. I feel anxious and ashamed. In the morning I will tell the head monk what has happened and ask for help." In the morning as he dressed, his hand brushed an inner pocket. There was the key.